I'm glad that we're doing it once again. Thank you for following us on all of our platforms, on our YouTube, on our Facebook, on our TikTok, our Instagram. We really appreciate the love that you guys are showing us. Continue following our journey as we continue to showcase, fighters, especially from Ghana and the whole of Africa to the world. But today, I come to you with a very exciting news. I have on the show one of the fighters that will be fighting in Ghana very soon, a Ghanaian. With Ghanaian roots, and he's a big name in the world already, and he wants to connect to his Ghanaian fans, and we have him on the show. You know what? Don't go too far. Stay with me. I'll take my very first breather, and when I come back, we'll jump right into it. All right, so we're back. Thank you for staying on. So, who is my guest today? Today, my guest is a very brilliant fighter that has marketed himself around the world. A fighter that has worked with some of the best knowledge or the best promoters in the world, based in the UK. And today we'll have him on our show to talk to him because he'll be fighting in Ghana very soon. A very exciting news for us Ghanaians and Ghanaian boxing lovers around the world who have always wanted to see some of our best fighters who are representing us in the world fight in Ghana. He'll be fighting at the Bukom Boxing Arena. And guys, I'm so excited that he's decided to, come on our show for us to speak to him. Guys, let me surprise you. Let me put him on, and then once he comes on here, we jump right into it. I won't mention his name, but once he jumps on, we're just going to continue. Guys, join me, welcome this amazing talent that will be fighting the Bukom Boxing Arena come next month.
Hello.
Hey, can you see me?
I can't really hear you that well.
Oh, but can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes. All good.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All good. Good to be here.
All right. I'm very excited that you decided to join us on our show today. As you know, this is K Sports Boxing. It's a platform where we showcase mainly things that are happening in Ghana, and we're very excited that you decided to show up on here. For the many Ghanaian boxing fans who might not, know who you are, I would like to give you I would like to give the mandate to you. I'll say the opportunity for yourself to introduce yourself, tell them your story, tell them how you got into boxing, and once we hit it from there, we'll take it away from there.
So my name is Ohara Davies. I live in the UK. I live in London, but my parents are from Ghana, both of them. I've got Ghanaian blood in my veins. I started boxing when I was around 18 years old. I started off in a youth club in London. I had 18 amateur fights. I was unbeaten as an amateur. Then I've turned pro. In my professional boxing career, I've won the English title. I've won the WBA international title 2 times, the WBC international title. I've won the WBC silver. I've challenged for the Commonwealth title, and I've also challenged for the WBA interim world title. And so that's my boxing resume so far. It's not the end of my boxing career. I'm going on, and I believe that the best is yet to come.
Right. I like the way you put it. The best is yet to come. I mean, let me take you back in some of the few things that you said. You said you picked up boxing when you were 18 years old, if I heard you correctly.
Yeah.
What made you decide to to box? What was the
To be honest, I was quite heavily involved in gang violence in London. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but especially back then, the gang violence in London, it was quite deadly, and it was a lot. And I got caught, and I got caught in the wrong path. I got kicked out of my schools, and then I was just in the youth club one day, and then a boxing coach came, and he will come every Wednesday and do pads with me and the other people in the youth club. And I fell in love with boxing from then. I went back every week, every Wednesday. I went back.
Nice.
Then I went to the actual boxing gym, and I continued, the boxing, and here I am. I'm 33 years old today, and I'm still doing it.
Perfect. I mean, we've heard many times that boxing saves lives. Would you say in your situation is that kind of story?
Absolutely. I believe that if it wasn't for boxing, I would either be dead or in jail. That's my life, and that's my story. So in my life, boxing's been a savior to me.
Yeah. I mean, you've had several belts. I mean, when you were introducing yourself, you mentioned a lot of titles that you've won: the WBC Silver Lightweight Champion, the WBC International Super Lightweight Champion, WBA International Super Lightweight Champion. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, you have a very fantastic resume. I mean, most of these fights have been outside, Ghana, and for the period where you transition from your amateur to be boxing professionally, I mean, when you transitioned, was it difficult? And when you did, and if you're comparing these two, I mean, what would you say was the fun? What was most fun for you as a fighter?
The transition turning from amateur to the pro game, it was hard only because as an amateur boxer, I was very inexperienced, because I only had 18 fights. I didn't fight in the Olympic Games, or I didn't fight in, anything big. So to get a deal, to get signed, it was very hard. Whereas if I had won, World Games, Olympic Games as an amateur, to get signed as a pro, it would have been very easy. But, this wasn't the path that I went. So I had to walk the hard path. What was the most fun part of the game for me?
Yeah,
fighting live on TV. My first time on the TV, because I spent my whole life in court cases, and I've been doing bad things. I've been on a bad road. So now that I'm on the TV for something good, and I'm like, Mum, look, I'm on the TV. That's me. I'm doing something positive with my life. I'm not fighting and I'm not stabbing people. I'm fighting and I'm getting paid for it. And it's a good thing now. So this was the most fun part for me.
I remember when you were about to fight on them. We'll go into the. I'll mention to fight fans that you were once with Matchroom and then Golden Boy, but we'll talk about it also, like going into the interview. But I remember like when one of the fight when you were fighting on the Golden Boy promotions event. I mean, I was watching. I was like, man, this guy is huge. I mean, you are a huge name in boxing. I mean, in your division, like you almost became a world champion. I mean, what has been the okay? What I'll say. Let me put the question like this: you almost became a world champion. What went wrong?
What went wrong was what I believe went wrong was, was my preparation for that fight. I had a good camp. My training camp went well, but what I'm talking about is on fight week. My sleep, the hotel I was in, I should have been smart and put the finishing touches in. I believe I've done everything right in camp. I've done everything good in camp, but with the last few touches, going to bed late, not sleeping, I should have said, you know what, I can't sleep here. I'm going to book to Airbnb, stuff like that. And not just that, then once the fight came, my focus wasn't there. I should have said, okay, even though I'm a bit tired, I'm going to take my time. Instead of taking my time, I tried to rush in. And listen, this isn't my coach's fault. This is all my fault. And this is something that I've got to learn from. And I've made many mistakes in my boxing career. And that was one of the mistakes that I paid for in a massive way.
Yeah, right. I understand. I mean, I think we're all humans. We all make mistakes, and the good thing is that we all try to learn from it to become something better.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, over the period of time, if we haven't gotten so far into the interview yet, but I'm already picking a lot of things where I can use for myself. So I can just imagine for the young fighters in Ghana who will be watching this interview. Let me jump straight into this. Like I said, you were working with Matchroom, and then you've also worked with Golden Boy Promotions. But now you're working with Amir Khan. I mean, how did we get there?
So this came about through my friend Napa. I'm not sure if you know Napa. So after my last fight, I said to everyone, you know what, I'm gonna retire. I did retire, but then I was with Napa in Dubai, and he had the opportunity. He said, "Listen, like there's so there's a boxing show in Ghana. If you're interested to fight on a show, you can speak. You can go and speak to your manager, Lee Eaton, and if he's happy with it on the show, then we'll get you on the show." And even though I said I'm never gonna box again, the opportunity to fight again or to fight in Ghana, which is where my mum and my dad are both from, to me, this will mean, it's a big thing to me because I feel like me being born and raised in London, I've kind of disconnected from my heritage. But I've got Ghanaian blood in my veins, and Ghana's where I'm from. I'm not an English boy. I'm a Ghanaian that lives in the UK. So I feel like it's time for me to reconnect with my heritage, to go and see where I'm actually from. And I've looked at a few pictures, a few videos. I've been asking some questions about houses in Ghana. I think I would like to invest in Ghana, and if it's something I can live one day, this it's something that I'm open to. So even though I'm out there to fight, I'm also out there to look at what other opportunities can come for me in Ghana, because I don't want it to be just this one fight and then Ghana will never see me again. No, I want to stay in Ghana. I want to build something in Ghana, if possible, if I can help in some way, shape, or form. Only time will tell, but it's something that I'm definitely interested in doing.
Right. I picked up something from your response, and of course, I also watched the interview where you mentioned you were talking about like retirement. I mean, and then you said something like you didn't have the killer instincts like you used to have, and it also got me like thinking. I mean, you coming to fight now? Do you have a killer instincts back? What kind of version of?
I feel like once the killer instinct goes, I feel like you never get that back. And I'm not young anymore. I've got a different mindset now. So even though that killer instinct isn't there anymore, which it isn't, I've got to find a new approach. And that new approach now is to be a smart fighter and a sharp fighter. I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer no more. That person's gone. But with this new approach that I've got, I believe that it can work just as well, if not more. So now my focus is more being sharp, smart. I want us to both go in there and to leave nice and healthy. I'm not trying to get anyone knocked out. If it happens, it happens. But my aim is not to go in there and hurt anyone in brutal fashion. My aim is just to go in there and win. We both get paid. We leave happy and healthy, and that's about it.
Yeah, right. I like the way you put it. We all want to come back like, healthy, and the fans want. I'm sure when you give them what the fans want to see, they would always want to come back to see you. Especially at Bukom Boxing Arena, where boxing never dies. I mean, it's a I would say like an ever burning boxing venue where fighters are always and fans always want to go to the venue to go watch fighters, especially if they give them like their money's worth. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. That let me ask you something about your training camp going into this fight. Has there been any changes from your previous fight camps?
Yes. So the coach I was with on my last fight, I'm not with that coach anymore. So my training team's now changed. But now I'm feeling even sharper. I'm feeling better. I'm sparring the same people that I used to spar, and I'm doing better even now where I'm not super fit yet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sharper now than I was in my last camp. And I believe that going forward after this fight, I feel like the best of me is yet to come.
Right. Can you walk us through your current training camp, like in a day? I mean, like your preparation today, like your training camp.
My day. So my day today, I'll say my day today. I woke up early. I went out to Greenwich Park. I done very hard hill sprints, hills upon hills. There's about 5 or 6 different hills, and I've got to sprint up each of them 3 times.
Okay.
I come home, have some breakfast, relax. I'm doing this interview now. I'm gonna relax for quite a few hours, and then I'm going back to the gym. Okay. After the gym, I will come home. I'll eat something small because I've still got to make my weight.
Right.
And after that, I'll go to bed. I'll wake up tomorrow. I'll go back to the gym. I got sparring. After that, I'll come home. I'll go and have an ice bath. I'll go relax. Then, on Saturday morning, I've got to run 10K, which is about 6.5 miles. So every day, my days are packed with training, training, training. When I'm not training, I'm just resting to get myself ready for training again. So it's it's a training lifestyle.
Yeah. That's an interesting. I'll say like discipline. That's what I'll say, because I mean, I don't know if you watched that. There was one fighter who fought in Ghana recently, and then when he lost, he was telling the fight fans that you guys don't understand. Like, it's a very difficult things we go through preparing for fights. And yes, it doesn't go the way you want it to go, but we don't we don't want you guys to boo you. Is that something? Is there something you would like to touch on?
Say again.
Is it something you like to touch on, like the fact that many fans don't see the sacrifices that many fighters? Is it something
many fans they don't understand it because all they see is just us on that day, on the fight day. Is a 6-round fight, is an 8-round fight, but what they don't understand is that to get ready for that 6-round fight or that 8-round fight takes us years of hard work. And then our training camp is for maybe 3 months, dedicating ourselves, training, running every morning, going to bed early, waking up early, not going to the parties. You miss out the birthday parties, you're missing out the baby showers, you're missing out all of your family gatherings, and you're losing out on your friendships because you have to dedicate yourself to training because you have this hard fight. Whereas if I just worked a normal job, I could work and then I've got time to do what I want. I can eat what I want. So it's much easier doing the everyday 9 to 5 job than it is to box. Boxing isn't 9 to 5. Boxing is 12 to 12, 24 hours,
Yeah. All right, fans. I mean, if there's something that you would have to give back to boxers, I would say like respect every fighter that steps into the ring. That'll be about it from my point of view. All right, now let's talk about your opponent, Mohamed Aliseni from Tanzania. I mean, for you, what are you working on to be able to defeat Mohamed?
So the main thing I've been focused on right now is my fitness, because one thing I do know about Ghana is that it's very hot.
It is.
Compared to how it is in the UK, Ghana's hot. And with him, he's fought so many fights in Ghana and in Africa. Yeah. So he's more used to the heat. Whereas me, I'm from the UK. Yeah. I'm used to fighting where there's, I'm used to fighting where they got air conditioning. And as far as I know, Bukom Boxing Arena is outside, is an outdoor arena. So the heat's going to be on my skin. So to fight these 8 rounds, I need to spar 12 rounds at a good pace. And this has been my only concern. So I've had to make sure that I'm extra on the fitness. I'm extra fit. I'm extra sharp. I'm extra everything, because I know that 6 rounds here is only 3 rounds in Ghana.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, I've had to make sure that I'm extra fit for this fight.
Yeah, right. I mean, you just mentioned something, or you touched something on the last fight that prevented you from being a world champion, saying that the preparations got a little bit, I'll say, mixed up. Now you have this fight happening in Ghana, and when are you going to move to Ghana to complete like your fight camp in Ghana? I'm thinking.
We'll be coming to Ghana. I'll be coming to Ghana soon, in less than a week, I believe. In around 1 week, I'll be coming out there, so I can finish the rest of my training camp out there, because I need to acclimatize to the heat. In Ghana, it's a different climate than it is here, different time zones, different everything. So I need to acclimatize to the heat and the time zones and stuff in Ghana. So we'll be out there in, I think, less than a week, or in around 7 days from now. So I'll get good time. Okay. I'll get enough time there.
Perfect. That's a good one. I mean, I was talking about Mohamed before I asked this question, and you were talking about the fact that he's been boxing in Ghana, and his box also in his country, like the humidity and everything is something that he knows. And I mean, have you got the time to watch him to see how he fights and how he boxes? And,
I watch everyone I fight. It don't matter what level they're at. I watch everyone I fight. What I've seen of him is that he's very unorthodox, as in he's very awkward. The punches he throws are punches that you can't really learn. Like you're not taught these shots. And I know, because I'm like that. So that's how I am. So I think we both throw shots that are quite unorthodox, shots that you can't be taught, which makes it even harder to train against these shots because it's not 1-2 hook, it's 1 hook 2. It's just a whole other pattern. So I think this fight is going to come down to fitness, speed, and strength. I feel like when it comes to, we're both awkward, we're both quite unorthodox. So I think it's going to come down to the speed, the strength, and the fitness.
And for me, I mean, that's my opinion about it. I also feel like this fighter, Mohamed, if we compare the two resumes, I mean, you face like very tough opponents. Do you think it gives you an edge over him?
Yes, I believe that with my experience that I've got, I've boxed all around the world, and my opposition has been a lot harder than his opposition. But
Right.
even so, that's not something that I focus on. I know that I've got the advantage, but then again, I'm not thinking about what advantages I've got, because then I'm gonna get too confident. As far as I'm concerned, it's a hard fight. He's got every advantage because I'm fighting him in Africa, and so that's what I focus on.
Right. New territory, I would say, for you coming to Ghana to come fight, and how are you staying mentally focused? In the build up to this fight.
Oh, it's good. Listen, I'm staying mentally focused, whereas the boxing's all I do. I've got no lifestyle. I've got no lifestyle outside the gym right now. It's hard to not be focused because there's nothing else that I know right now. There's nothing else I'm doing. Boxing is life. So there's nothing I have to do to keep me focused. I've just got to live in the gym, and that's what I've been doing over the past few months.
For you fighting this fight, what does it mean for you, personally? Apart from the fact that you're coming to reconnect and you having Ghanaian blood in you and coming to fight, I'm sure it means something more to you than just that. I mean, personally, what does this fight mean to you?
For me, this fight is the rekindling of my boxing career. I said that after my last fight, I said that I'm going to retire. Now, this is the rekindling of my boxing career. So now is Ohara Davies is back, and that comeback, it started in Ghana, and I'd like to continue my boxing career in Ghana. I'll speak to my manager and I'll see, if I can continue my boxing career in Ghana. I feel like Africa could be the next home of boxing, and I feel like people overlook boxing in Africa. We're so focused on boxing in Saudi, in America, in the UK. Why can't we bring something to Ghana? And so this is what I'll be looking at after this fight's done. I would like to continue my boxing career in Ghana.
Okay, perfect. I would like to also ask you, I mean, while fighting in UK, we have many Ghanaians also that are fighting also with UK blood. Ghanaian blood, but UK-based fighters. I mean, the list goes on and on. We wouldn't have like Desert Bentley, who will be coming with you and who also part of the commentary team. For these fighters, do you think they'll be looking to you to see how it turns out for them to also probably jump to want to fight in Ghana? Do you think this will open doors for them to come?
I believe so because the promotion for this show is Legacy Rise. They're working with Amir promotion, and as far as I've heard, they are quite connected in Ghana, and they've also got a vision and a goal of bringing big time boxing to Ghana. So I feel like I will speak to them and to Denzel Bentley and to Echo Esserman, who's from the UK, who isn't going to be there. But I would like to speak to all of the Ghanaian fighters in the UK, and I want to say to everyone, listen, Ghana's the next home of boxing. Let's do something to bring boxing back to Ghana. But with Denzel, I can speak to him there because he's going to be there. I can sit him down. I say, listen, Denzel, we're here now. This is our home. Joshua Bratzi is from Ghana. I would like to speak to him. And I feel like everyone shares that vision. It's just that the opportunity it hasn't been there. It hasn't presented itself. But now through Legacy Rise, we've got a new opportunity, and that presents itself. Now it's just time for us to grab that opportunity, and it can be done.
Right. I mean, I'd like to just say a big shout out to Echo Suman, for that wonderful performance he put over the last weekend against Josh Taylor. I mean, I'm sure you watched it too, and
absolutely, I watched it. It was a great fight.
Yeah, right. Great fight, and congratulations to him for winning that WBO welterweight global title. And now let's jump to you again. I mean, champ, there's a lot of things that Legacy Rise have been doing in Ghana to put Ghana boxing on, like you just said, and you coming to fight, I'm sure is one of the step to bigger things happening in Ghana. The talents that we have in Ghana, is there any one of them that you've looked at to say that this guy can get to the top?
To be honest, I haven't looked at
Fighting
anyone in
locally in
Ghana. I haven't looked at any of the fighters that are from Ghana yet, but I've been hearing different names. And so this is also why I would like to come out there and see what talent's out there and see what can be done. To see how I can help them or how I can be involved, to see how I can be involved in it. So I haven't heard of any names yet, but I've heard that the all-round talent is up there.
All right, perfect. For the boxing fans that will be tripping to the Bukom Boxing Arena to come watch you on fight night, I mean, what would they or what should they expect on fight night from you on fight night?
What they can expect from me is a skillful performance, skills, sharpness. They can expect Ohara Davies back. He's back. I'm a knockout artist. I don't go for so like the knockout. It's not something that I go for, but it's something that comes. If I hit you at the right place, the right time, you will go down. So I think this is something that the boxing fans can expect. They can expect a knockout in good fashion.
All right. What would you want to say to your fans who followed your journey from day one, especially the British boxing fans that you've lived with, those who have been coming to watch your fighting, especially in the UK?
I like to tell them that I'm not done yet. I've had a hard last couple of years. My last few fights were hard, but now I'm back, better than ever, more focused than ever. I've got a great team around me, and let's go out with a bang.
Right. As we're winding up towards the end of the interview, I would like to ask you, do you have a special message or any message at all for Mohamed, who will be fighting you on fight night?
Good luck. Train hard because you're going to need it.
Right. That's a very sharp and a very sharp message to him. Now looking ahead, what does a win here or in Ghana put you in the rankings and your career as a whole?
So this is going to be my first fight at welterweight. So I believe that I'm not sure if I'll get in the rankings through this fight, but I know that there's a new WBC Africa title, and what I would like to do in the future, I'd like to contend for this belt for the WBC Africa title. And I'll be speaking to my manager Lee Eaton and to the guys at Legacy Rise to see if this is a possibility. If I could come back to Ghana and fight for the WBC Africa title, because this belt is what could get me in the ranking. So this would be my next goal.
I've always said that it's very possible that we'll see a lot of Ghanaians fighting each other because most of you guys are fighting like in the welterweight divisions, and you guys are like in very good standards, if I say. In the world and I don't know, but it will be beautiful to see like an all Ghanaian fight staged in Ghana, like at the Bukom Boxing Arena for a world title. But like, I think that'll be
great.
The thing, yeah. But are there any fighters that you're targeting in the welterweight division with you moving up, going there? Are there some fighters?
I'm not targeting anyone right now, to be honest, because I've been retired for like the last few months. So I'm just taking it one step at a time and one fight at a time. One thing I've learned is to never look too far ahead. If I'm looking too far ahead, then I'm not focused on what's next. So as far what I've learned in my time in boxing is I need to look at what's next, and I need to focus on what's next, and that's about it. And I'll take it from there.
All right, Davis. Thank you very much for making time to join us on K Sports Boxing. We really appreciate your time. And if there's any message you want to leave to the fans that will be watching and that are watching, this is short.
Tune in on Fight Night. It's going to be a great show. Nothing but excitement. See you all soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Davis.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We just spoke to Ohara Davies will be fighting in Ghana, like on Legacy Rise event, in Ghana. It's been an amazing time having him on the show. You heard the story, everything that he had to say by himself. It's very beautiful when we see Ghanaian fighters fighting in the world, wanting to come back to Ghana to come fight. Like you heard, we will have like even the likes of Denzel Bentley, who will be joining him also in Ghana to come watch him fight. And it's very beautiful, a Chorus Human, all these guys doing amazing things in the UK, boxing in the UK, and it's with joy that I tell you guys that we will have one of ours who has been fighting internationally come to fight in Ghana, and so you don't have to miss it. Make sure that you go to the Bukom Boxing Arena on Friday night and go watch Ohara Davies, put on a spectacular fight against Mohamed from Tanzania. It's a fight you can't miss. This fight is coming on like in 2 weeks' time, so you can't miss this one. You make sure you get your tickets, and then the co-main events for this particular fight, we'll also see like two fantastic local fighters in the name of Danny Gosh and Tufilos Alote, who will be fighting on this card as well. I mean, man, if you know how hard these two kids have built their brand locally, you know that this being a supporting card to Davis Davis return in Ghana. I mean, you can't miss it. This fight is brought to you by Legacy Rice, and of course, BSKA Sports Boxing will be there to bring you some of the highlights, some of the the everything that's going to happen. From the Bukom Boxing Arena, we'll be there to bring you the highlights of it. We're trying to get in contact with Legacy Rice to see how we'll be also be able to give you like exclusives when all the fighters arrive on landing ahead of the fight night. So yeah, it's been another fantastic show today with me, Kofi Basi Jr. And thank you for joining us on KA Sports Boxing. We'll be there to the next one. We'll be back to you. We'll be back to you with another one. Don't go too fast. Stay and subscribe to us on all channels.